Good Monday evening and welcome to the NCW Life Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to tonight's top stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window on this Monday. 1 week away from spring, and boy, it still looked like winter out there, even though we got mostly rain showers, at least in the lowlands for the past 24 hours. There was a little bit of snow in the upper elevations and kind of that pesky, misty rain throughout the day as we look down at the Wenatchee Valley, and that's from our Wenatchee Heights Sky-Fi Tower camera. Let's look ahead now through the rest of the week and into the weekend. Boy, notice the difference in temperatures. We are going up into the upper 40s as we get into Wednesday and into the end of the week. Look at that stretch of days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, just beautiful. And then some clouds move in this weekend. The good news is our temperatures will stay mild, and I'll have your complete North Central Washington weather forecast coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. Investigators say a cigarette was the cause of a shed fire in Wenatchee on Sunday. A snowmobiler on Sugarloaf Mountain outside Leavenworth suffered an apparent stroke and had to be helicoptered for medical treatment over the weekend. And a letter to the House Local Government Committee urging the passage of Senate Bill 5001 with the specific purpose of constructing and operating a regional sports complex, and our local mayors were also involved. But first, our top story tonight, a 75-year-old East Wenatchee woman was allegedly stabbing her husband in the stomach with the steak, accused of stabbing her husband in the stomach with a steak knife. Douglas County deputies said they were called just after 5 p.m. to a home in the 1700 block of Bluegrass Avenue. That's near Clovis Point Elementary. The alleged victim, a 76-year-old man, suffered a wound to the abdomen from a steak knife and had to be treated at Central Washington Hospital in Wenatchee. The suspect described the stabbing as an accident, and deputies said the victim gave a confusing account of what happened. The woman remained jailed this morning on suspicion of domestic assault, but no charges have yet been filed in Douglas County Superior Court. Well, investigators say a cigarette was the cause of a shed fire in Wenatchee on Sunday. Wenatchee Valley Fire Department responded to a call of a fire on the 100 block of Chapman Road yesterday. That was around 6 p.m. An occupant residing inside the shed made it out without injury. He later told investigators he believed the fire was started by a cigarette he left unattended. The structure was a total loss. A snowmobiler on Sugarloaf Mountain outside Leavenworth suffered an apparent stroke and had to be helicoptered for medical treatment over the weekend. Lake Wenatchee Fire and Rescue said the 55-year-old recreationist fell ill about 11:45 a.m. on Saturday. Rescuers from the fire agency and Cascade Ambulance responded to the trail junction and brought the patient to a safe spot for airlift. The emergency air service, Airlift Northwest, was summoned to provide medical pickup and transport. The Sugarloaf Basin just east of Plain is a popular destination for snowmobiling each winter. Well, several local governments and organizations, including Chelan and Douglas counties, have sent a letter to the House Local Government Committee urging the passage of Senate Bill 5001. The bill concerns the creation of a second public facilities district with the specific purpose of constructing and operating a regional sports complex. 12th District Senator Brad Hawkins is a sponsor of the bill, which is scheduled for a hearing tomorrow before the committee. Hawkins spoke about the specifics of the bill and how it's a first step to a regional sports complex.
I'm grateful so many local stakeholders are supporting Senate Bill 5001. To be clear, it's not support for a regional sports complex, but it's support for the bill that would allow us to have the governance structure and a financing tool for local governments to potentially partner together and eventually perhaps ask voters to approve a regional sports complex.
When we come back, Chelan County Assessor Deanna Walter has been named Director of Chelan County Community Development. The Washington Fish and Wildlife Commission is scheduled for a meeting in Wenatchee this week on topics ranging from game management planning to spring black bear petitions and more. And second grader Ella Atkins of Valley Academy of Learning was selected to be Little Chief for a day by Wenatchee Valley Fire Chief Brian Bratt. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life Evening News.
At Prestige Senior Living, we celebrate life at every age. From our cognitive and fall reduction programs to our focus on life enrichment and wellness, we help our residents maintain independence while nurturing mind, body, and spirit. Residents also enjoy a wide variety of amenities and services, including restaurant quality dining, housekeeping, a full calendar of events, and so much more. To learn more or to schedule a tour, visit us at prestigecare.com or call the number on your screen. We can't wait to show you around.
It's the National RV Show at the Grant County Fairgrounds in Moses Lake.
March 16th through the 26th.
With tons of vendors, a scavenger hunt for the kids, and enter to win a new RV. Top manufacturers are coming from across the country, like Winnebago, Holiday Rambler, Forest River, Thor,
Flagstaff, Grand Design RV,
and more. Check out the enormous selection of both new and used RVs, motorhomes, travel trailers, fifth wheels,
with huge incentives and lifetime warranty.
The financing options are amazing. So come on down to the National RV Show at the Grant County Fairgrounds in Moses Lake.
March 16th through the 26th.
Welcome back. In another news, Chelan County Assessor Deanna Walter has been named Director of Chelan County Community Development. Walter was first appointed Interim Director of Community Development in February of 2020 before former Director Jim Brown was hired later that year. He stayed on until September of 2020. She was again asked to serve as Interim Director in March of 2022 and has been serving in that role since. Walter will step down from her elected position as Assessor on March 31st and begin her permanent role as Director on April 1st. People interested in running for the Assessor position can file for election May 15th through 19th, and if elected, will serve the remaining 3 years of the vacated term. The Washington Fish and Wildlife Commission is scheduled for a meeting in Wenatchee this week. From March 16th through the 18th, the Commission will hear updates and staff briefings on topics ranging from game management planning to spring black bear petitions and more. The public can join meetings online or in person at the Confluence Technology Center. Visit the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife's website to view the meeting schedules and to learn more about providing public comment. Meetings will also be recorded and posted online. Second grader Ella Atkins of Valley Academy of Learning was selected to be Little Chief for a day by Wenatchee Valley Fire Chief Brian Bratt. Chief for a Day is a Washington State Apple Blossom Festival program dedicated to chronically and/or terminally ill children that gives them the chance to partner up with local law enforcement agencies. The kids, including Atkins, will be provided with tailored law enforcement uniforms from their sponsoring agencies. Atkins will be sworn into duty on Thursday, April 27th. The public ceremony will be held in Memorial Park during the Apple Blossom Festival from noon to 1 p.m. that day. You're watching the NCW Life Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's features story, where we will talk about the informational session at the end of the month to detail the North Central Washington Tech Alliance's Navigator program. And spring is 1 week away and temperatures will be warming up. I'll have all the details in your complete local forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
March is a food and wine lover's dream in Chelan, presented by Lake Chelan Wine Valley. Taste Chelan celebrates food and wine all March long, created to tickle your taste buds. Experience a food and wine tour happening every Saturday with special offers all month long. Local wineries select their most tantalizing varietals paired and curated with food from local restaurants, chefs, and culinary artisans. Taste Chelan. It'll bring out the foodie in you. Buy tickets now by visiting tastechelan.com.
Getting ready for the boating season is easy with the help of Bob File Boats and Motors. With marine technology changing fast, the service department stays up to date with the newest developments and factory certifications. They have what it takes to make boating fun and hassle-free for the season. Speaking of hassle-free, now's the time to get your boat ready for summer. Remember that starter that wouldn't start or trailer lights that didn't work? Don't be left on shore. Call Bob File's service department today and get ready for summer fun.
It's the National RV Show at the Grant County Fairgrounds in Moses Lake.
March 16th through the 26th.
With tons of vendors, a scavenger hunt for the kids, and enter to win a new RV. Top manufacturers are coming from across the country, like Winnebago, Holiday Rambler, Forest River, Thor,
Flagstaff, Grand Design RV,
and more. Check out the enormous selection of both new and used RVs, motorhomes, travel trailers, fifth wheels,
with huge incentives and lifetime warranty.
The financing options are amazing. So come on down to the National RV Show at the Grant County Fairgrounds in Moses Lake.
March 16th through the 26th.
Welcome back to the NCW Life Evening News. Back in January, the State Department of Commerce awarded a $1 million grant to the Community Health Network of Washington to create a digital navigator program. That project will help guide people in need toward online healthcare resources, including telemedicine and video chat. The North Central Washington Tech Alliance will hold an informational session at the end of the month to detail the Navigator program. In tonight's features story, NCW Life's Jefferson Robbins discussed the initiative with two of its leaders.
The digital navigators themselves too won't just be within healthcare agencies, but a variety of nonprofits and nonprofit sectors across the region. So there's an opportunity for really any nonprofit to get involved in this work, whether they're a nonprofit in recreation or in healthcare or in technology, to create this in-house.
A person's overall well-being and health is impacted by what's called the social drivers of health. So not just healthcare, but rather, what's happening in the economic things in the community, or what's happening, as their food insecurity. And so really, there's a lot of things that just impact a person's overall well-being. And so there's been such a push, especially from our partners at the North Central Accountable Community Health, where they're trying to show that there's these social drivers of health, and we can no longer operate in a silo. We have to operate, at least knowing what our other efforts doing. So that way, if there are those partnership opportunities, we can hopefully act quicker or sooner rather than later.
And you've got an event coming up at the end of March to do a little bit of outreach for this program. What's that all about?
We're going to be hosting an event at Pybus Public Market on March 30th to share information about the Digital Navigator program. We're calling it a Digital Navigator launch, as well as the suite of resources under Link to Care and through Community Health Network of Washington. So it's a free event from 4 to 5:30. Really encouraging nonprofit leaders, community-based organizations who might want to get involved in this work to come out. We're going to have a short presentation, some networking, and really dive into the details of this program. So free, but if you're just a community member and you really want to know more, you're welcome to come as well. We also have some information on the Tech Alliance website, ncwtech.org/techhelp. So you can go there and find out more information about this collaboration, as well as downloading some resources.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. And before we get started with that, I want to say how great it was to talk to many of you over the weekend at the KPQ Home Expo. It was great. Thank you so much for watching, and thanks for your suggestions as far as our newscast and as far as weather goes too. It was great to talk to you. Outside today, rain showers. We had it this morning, and that misty rain continued this afternoon today as well. You can see on On our monitor camera, very misty and wet looking up toward the upper valley, and that was pretty much our scenario throughout the day for much of north central Washington. We did get up briefly to 46 degrees today. That's about 6 degrees below where we should be at 52 for this time of year. Our record 71. Doesn't that sound great? That was set back in 1998. 35 this morning. That's actually a little above where we should be for our normal low at 33. Our record low 19 degrees set in 1969. We did pick up 1/100th so far anyway of an inch of precipitation. That now gets us to 2.18, and that is because of one of those suggestions from the Home Expo. We're going to show this to you now. That's 1/10 of an inch above where we should be for normal. 43 inches for snowfall for the season. Sunrise 7:18 now with the time change, and sunset now is at 7:03. Let's take a look at what we can expect as we get into our Tuesday weather forecast. Temperatures not so much warming up tomorrow. We'll actually see temperatures slightly cooler, at least west of the Columbia Basin. 48 in Moses Lake, 47 for Ephrata, and 46 in Quincy. We'll be about 44 in the Wenatchee area, so just slightly cooler than today. The rest of us all into the lower 40s, including Leavenworth, Cashmere, and also you folks in Lake Chelan. Taking a look at tonight now, we can expect partly cloudy skies. There's the low pressure area that slid across southern Canada that brought us the rain showers throughout the day today. Still a nice band of rain in the Rockies in western Montana. Our shower activity will end. We'll see temperatures tonight in the low to upper, or I should say in the upper 20s for lows. On Tuesday, mostly cloudy skies. Another couple areas of low pressure around the west will bring some clouds our way. Maybe more peaks at the sun in the afternoon. Slightly cooler, as we mentioned, into the mid-40s. And there's our friend, high pressure moving up the Pacific coast as we get into Wednesday. And that's going to bring all of that nice warm air into the Pacific Northwest. Might be a little bit breezy for your Wednesday. High temperatures in the upper 40s. Doesn't that sound good? Thursday, just sunny and nice. Notice the yellowish colors on our map. That's indicating 40s and 50s. We're going to see highs near that 50-degree mark for Thursday, and we're going to stay mostly sunny as we end our week on Friday. We will see, light winds for Friday with highs again in the upper 40s to near 50 degrees. No complaints there. Just the cooler air up in the Cascades. Kicking off our upcoming weekend, we do have some cloudiness that's associated just with a small area of low pressure, and that'll keep us mostly cloudy on Saturday. High temperatures in the upper 40s, so still nothing wrong with those temperatures in our weekend. Mostly cloudy for Sunday too. Very quiet weather for this time of year. We'll see high temperatures on Sunday, once again near that 50-degree mark. Let's take a look now at your 7-day forecast. Tonight, 28 for our overnight low, so just slightly below normal. 44 the high with mostly cloudy skies tomorrow. And then this 3-day stretch from Wednesday right through Friday, upper 40s to near 50. I think we'll get there on Thursday. Beautiful weather, and we'll stay mild into our upcoming weekend. Just a few more clouds for Saturday and Sunday. For Saturday, 48 degrees and 50 your high temperature on Sunday. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCW Life Evening News continues right after this.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
Central Washington Water is your solution for problem water. Whether you're on a well or municipal water, they can design a clean water system custom to you. Soft water eliminates water spots and scaling on fixtures. It protects appliances from hard water damage, saving you money. Soft water reduces soap usage that causes skin irritation and is a healthier choice to drink. Call for a free in-home consultation or stop by the store to have your water tested. Central Washington Water, your best water solution for home, pool, and spa.
I'm Jenny Rojanowski, host of Network TV, and I'm looking for you, our next guest, to come on air live at the NCW Life Studios. We would love to feature your business, organization, or nonprofit and share about the work or innovation happening inside of your organization. It's super easy to come on air. You just need to send us an email. info@ncwtech.org. That's info@ncwtech.org.
Watch Vibrant Living, brought to you by the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. Find out about programs and activities for ages 50 and over, and meet amazing seniors who contribute to our community. New episodes Sundays at 1:30 p.m., replayed throughout the week on the NCW Life channel.
And now it's a sports update on the NCW Life channel.
And a happy Monday to you. In an odd piece of scheduling by the NHL, Seattle and Dallas will face off again in the Emerald City tonight, just 2 nights after they played an overtime game on Saturday. Kraken and Stars traded blows before Dallas finally came out on top in overtime Saturday by a final of 3-2.
To the wall, Robertson. One-timer, Hakanpää denied by Grubauer. The rebound, there it is. Roope Hintz all alone. Right on the money for Larson to the outside. There's McCann. He'll cycle out. Jared McCann, Vince Dunn with a shot. Tipped in! Matty Beniers out in front. 12:19 left in the second period. It'll be Jordan Everly out of the pile. Kraken in the second period.
They've historically been a second period team.
Mason Marchment with a tip. Off a face-off win. Wristing one, stopped Ottinger down low, they score! Ryan Donato plays a game of peekaboo. 16 seconds left in the power play. Vince Dunn, Wenberg, Bjorkstrand scores! Hey, hey, what do you say? Oliver Bjorkstrand, it's a power play goal. 3-2, Seattle. Grubauer in scramble mode. Hintz in control. Now Pavelski across. Blocked by Beniers from Heiskanen. Here's Hintz. Now Pavelski scores. Chaos. And Joe Pavelski, with 70 seconds left, has tied it. Schultz, Schwartz on Dadonov, who wins the battle. Domi out of the corner as Heiskanen. There he is. He scores. Miro Heiskanen puts it away. With 1:34 left in overtime, Dallas gets the extra point.
All right, so it was 4-3 the final. I was confusing that with a Wild game on Saturday. 2 teams will go at it again tonight. Climate Pledge Arena, 7 o'clock. They'll drop the puck. You can watch the action on Root Sports Northwest. All right, now on to the Wenatchee Wild. Record-setting weekend north of the border in BCHL play, but they settled for a 1-1 road trip. Things started out blazing for the Wild on Friday night in Merritt, with Wenatchee setting a record for most goals ever scored in a game, with 13 in the shutout of the Centennials. Ian Somoza finished with a hat trick on the night, while Owen Millward earned his second shutout of the season. Wenatchee picked up right where it left off on Saturday in Salmon Arm as Garrett Sidlowski found the back of the net first, but the Silverbacks would find the final goal in a 3-2 win. Austin Drade with a call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
Gasparini threads it through center, looking for Sidlowski. Sidlowski shuffleboards it onto his stick, forehand chance, back post, he scores! Garrett Sidlowski gets it through and past Matthew Tubble, and the Wild have the first goal of the night. It's 1-0. Weston holds the zone for Wenatchee, banks it off the end boards. Wild gather this one up with Littler. Berger rolls it back past Littler, finding Marshall. Wrist shot, he scores! Lucas Marshall, he did it again to the top corner, and Marshall has made it 2-0. Down to 20 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Leyland to the right point, finding Foley. Walks it into a chance, he sends it top shelf, and he scores. Foley, edge of the slot, fires it on, careens wide, hit a skate somewhere in the traffic. Right point over to Leyland, one-timer, he scores, and we are tied. Leaves it left to the red line, to the blue line, hands it off. Lambert looking for a chance, backdoor Leyland, wrist shot, he scores. Leyland's second goal of the night on the power play, and the Silverbacks take 3-2 lead. Back to Littler, 15 seconds to go. Littler over to the left point, Sidlowski, wrist shot, fanned on it, stolen. Gillespie trying to bring this one out. sent ahead. Icing not in play. Salmon Arm will get to it first, just tipped wide, down a 2, down a 1, time runs out, Salmon Arm wins it.
Yeah, Wenatchee returns to the Town Toyota Center this Friday against Merritt at 7:05, Saturday against Cranbrook at 6:05. Dan will have a preview coming up on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley this week. Well, Selection Sunday found 4 teams for us to root for in the NCAA men's and women's basketball tournaments. Gonzaga received a 3 seed in the West region and will play Friday in Denver against Grand Canyon University. The game will tip at 4:35 in the afternoon on True TV. The women's tournament will be held in 2 super regionals in Greenville, South Carolina and Seattle. Washington State received a number 5 seed in the Greenville 2 bracket and will face number 12 Florida Gulf Coast. That's in the first round Saturday at 11:30 in the morning on ESPNU. Gonzaga women are in the Seattle 4 region with a 9 seed and will face 8th seeded Ole Miss Friday at 7 p.m. on ESPNU. Haley Van Lith will play in her 3rd straight NCAA tournament for Louisville as her Cardinals received a 5 seed in the Seattle 4 region and will face number 12 Drake. That game on ESPN2 Saturday afternoon at 4:30. Also, 3 Northwest teams that didn't make the NCAA tournament will play in the NIT. Eastern Washington and Washington State men's teams were selected to participate in the National Invitation Tournament. Unfortunately, they play each other in Pullman in the first round tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. That's on ESPNU. University of Washington women were also selected for the women's NIT. They'll face San Francisco in the first round Thursday at 7 p.m. That game in Seattle. Well, the Wenatchee Bighorns will try to get back on the winning track in the Valley this week after falling in Seattle Friday. Despite getting 23 points from Jalen Nixon and 22 from Stanley Christian, Wenatchee fell to Seattle 122-113 Friday to drop the Bighorns record to 1-3. Next up, a date Wednesday night against San Diego Sharks at Eastmont High School. That game tips at 7:05. Well, the spring sports season got underway for area high schools over the weekend. A couple Greater Spokane League soccer teams were at the Apple Bowl, battling Wenatchee and Eastmont in prep boys soccer Friday and Saturday. Wildcats played Meade to a 2-all tie Friday before Central Valley edged Wenatchee 2-1. Then on Saturday, Wenatchee Meade played to a 0-0 tie before Central Valley topped Eastmont 2-1. Also, in other prep boys soccer Saturday, Lewis and Clark down Moses Lake 6-1. Quincy blasted Tonasket 10-0. It was Overlake over Cashmere 7-2. Chelan and Colville were postponed while Cascade and Ephrata's match was canceled. Eastmont girls fast pitch softball team moved its doubleheader to Skyline Saturday, dropped both ends of the twin bill 14-5 and 6-4. On the baseball diamond Saturday, Tonasket swept the doubleheader from Quincy, winning the opener 13-3, taking the nightcap 7-1. Hazen topped Moses Lake 4-1. Woodinville defended its home field against Wenatchee 6-2, and then against Eastmont by a final of 3-2. Mariners used a 6-run 6th inning to tie Texas and then got Brian O'Keefe, big 3-run homer in the 7th to beat the Rangers 11-10. The Mariners were on the road in Tempe today. We'll have those scores for you tomorrow on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. That's a look at sports news. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thank you very much, Grant. Tomorrow, Tuesday, is March 14th, 3/14. Tomorrow is Pi Day. And tomorrow on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, I will recite pi as far as I can. I think it goes to about 8 billion or so numbers. And if that doesn't work out, I'll throw something together. Join me for a Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm going to have some good stuff for you. Start your day live and local right here at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Dan. And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night. News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCW Life Channel.
Hello, television family. Grab your cup of coffee each weekday morning and join me. I'm Dan Kuntz, the host of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It's everything you need to start your day. We're live and we're local at 7 a.m. every weekday on the NCW Life channel.
Get your body moving. Tune in for Vibrant Motion, featuring low-impact aerobics hosted by Connie Townsend. These workouts are great for all ages. Vibrant Motion brought to you by the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activities Center, weekdays on the NCW Life